After all I've sacrificed.
After all I've sacrificed.
Do you think they got him back for it or not?
I hope so.
Peter, no one ever dies.
I don't think they got Willem Dafoe for this one. Otherwise, it would have fucking flaunted him.
I think it's James Franco.
Well, maybe
not.
Maybe
not now.
Yeah.
Not now.
Why? What happened? What, did he do something?
Yeah.
Selecting
Sex
minors.
stuff.
Really?
Yeah, this was a
I
few
mean,
years
I'm not.
ago.
It's James Franco. I'm not surprised. I'm not
I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
You can't kill that guy. Come on, he'll be back.
You can't kill me after all I've sacrificed.
Speaking of James Franco, I finally watched Freaks and Geeks.
That's fun.
Oh, Freaks and Geeks is a really good show.
He got me into it, and it's another one of those. I really can't believe you didn't watch this.
Yeah. No,
Which
I
is
imagine you two both pop up with a lot of that for each other.
But it's just like watching James do that. I was just like watching James Franco's character, and I was just like, man, you didn't really have any character development outside your acting, huh?
Yeah.
At some point this season, we all have to go up to Ren Fair.
You know, it wasn't until later
I'm
in
down.
that season Seth Rogen actually had more than one line per episode.
Does that mean I have to dress up if I go to the Ren Fair? Or do you not have
Not
to?
legally, but were it not for
Not
the laws of
legally.
this land, I would slaughter you.
Is that a yes or a no? Guys, can you help me out with that?
You should dress up.
Oh, he said not legally.
Legally, you don't have
You can
to.
be that asshole in a Star Trek uniform.
No, that's actually fun, because they'll make fun of you.
I mean, I don't have any clothes that would go with that era, so I would like to go. That would be cool. But
All right, I can't find what I'm looking for, so it doesn't matter. So we'll just start the episode.
Oh, it's only been 10 minutes of air.
If I was a rich man.
All right, well, welcome to the episode, everyone.
I were wealthy
I
man.
hope you guys all had a good summer. We kind of had a summer off, more or less.
Hags.
Yeah, have a great summer.
We all wrote in each other's yearbooks.
Seven
Gave
out
each
of
other
10.
big hugs.
7 out of 10. I don't know you well. Hags.
No, we laughed, we cried, peed a little.
IDK, you cool.
We had some fun.
Yeah. But we had a lot of content come out over the last few months, so we have a lot to discuss. But to start off, have you guys seen anything notable that we're not going to already discuss about?
Like I've been saying it. I've been getting more and more into reality TV. Me and my girlfriend have been bonding over reality TV.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Bachelor in Paradise and Bachelorette, Bachelor. I can't believe I didn't watch these.
Really?
Isn't there a parody one with David Spade?
Yeah,
the
Bachelor in Paradise, I think.
Bachelor
Oh,
in
that's
Paradise
it.
has had David Spade. It's hilarious.
Is that technically reality, or is it just? I thought it'd be a comedy.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. I mean, I've been enjoying it. I think there's funny
isn't he
parts in all of
married
it.
with like 3 kids.
He's not. He's a host of it. He's not.
Oh, okay.
He was guest hosting.
We have
I was about to
bots
say,
in
does
our,
his wife know he's in the Bachelor?
So like one girl comes up and she goes, "Dave, oh my God, it's Dave," and he's like, "Oh, so we're going with Dave now." He's like, "So it's Dave now," and then the girl, like they interview her, and it's like, "Yeah, it was so nice to meet Dave Chappelle." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Wait, it's Dave Chappelle, right?" And then no one's giving her an answer. So it's,
What did I
Someone
do?
just tell him yes, that is Dave Chappelle.
What did I do over summer? Oh, I'm going to be student teaching soon. That's going to be fun.
Oh,
But
congrats.
soon.
fun.
It's tomorrow. Oh, I did read.
That
I'm
is
still,
soon.
I'm still not done with it yet, but the book adaptation of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
A1. Really
I've been reading that, but then I got into this.
I read
Death Stranding. Wow.
oh wow.
It's a
pretty cool.
2-part book, and it's actually pretty in depth. There's a lot of detail that isn't in the game, which
Yeah.
is probably going to be in the director's cut.
Oh,
That's pretty
and
cool.
I haven't gotten really far enough to talk about it yet, but I started the Iki Islands DLC thing that they put in Ghost of Tsushima director's cut.
Oh, don't
Goes.
tell me, 'cause I'm waiting for the PS5 to come out.
That's been fun. I get to pet all the animals now. I can pet
I like
Cats,
how the
I can
update
pet.
is.
Foxes, I can pet monkeys.
Good. That's the content we deserve. And
What
fishing
else?
in Skyrim.
They really listened to the
also
fans
the-
for that update.
The new enemy type they added. I don't think I've ever hated an enemy this much. Like despite them doing so little. It's these shaman guys who will just stand in the background and start doing the throat singing.
Yeah.
And they buff every enemy on the field to the point where they won't like.
That's
They
cool.
fucking added a bard to the game.
They added a bard to the
That's
game,
cool.
and he'll buff all the.
I thought this was semi-historical. Why the fuck?
It is no, but they buff the enemies where they're just more resilient. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna flinch now that I have this throat singing on my sides.
I mean,
Yeah, no.
to be
They
honest.
fucking added a bard.
They added a fucking bard class. Let's see. No, the Mongols have every class covered. You have rangers, you have bards, you have barbarians, you have fighters. There are sneaky guys who are rogues.
Yeah, but that's also historical.
Are you going to tell me that historically there was not the flag bearer? There was not the
There was
standard
the
bearer?
guy.
That
Yeah, there's the
not
flag
guy with
bearer.
the
There was
drums?
the
There's not-
drumming flute dude with the head bandage.
What do they do other than buff the party?
But it's not like a literal buff. It's not like some magical
Oh yeah.
bullshit.
Well. What is a snake's venom but a debuff?
What the fuck are you talking about?
All right,
What?
I think we're getting a little too meta
First
here.
of all, no, you get bit by a snake, it's poison.
Like,
No,
what the
well,
fuck
no,
are
It's
you
a
talking
literal-
about?
That's not poison.
They're implying D&D terms to
No,
real life
I'm
situation.
applying. Well, technically, this is what Tierzoo does every time he makes a video. But
It's
no,
fucking venom.
venom is a debuff.
It's a
It
literal
increases your
object.
strength.
It's a literal object that kills you.
If it makes you numb, it
I don't play a
increases your
flute
strength.
to make a guy buff. That's not how it works.
Hey, if you've got the guys on your side, tell me you're not going to fight better if I start singing Danger Zone.
No.
All right, fair enough. 5. I'll give you 5%.
All right.
5% of agreeance there.
Let's agree
But
to
it's not gonna
disagree
make
here.
me more buff.
Let's agree to disagree here. As for me,
Fucking bullshit.
I watched Pumpkinhead Friday. That was kind of stinky, a little bit.
Well, we had a much better plot that we still have yet to work on.
Yeah, Jack Lantern.
Jack Lantern.
Yeah, keep an eye out for.
Once in a while,
one day.
I'll play that clip and just feel better about everything. Cause God,
I still have saved the one mystery episode that never got made. That it's the bit where we start talking about the two popes.
Yeah,
oh thank God that didn't get aired.
one Pope sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
And I forgot the name of the
We
last
could
pope.
not stop laughing.
No, it was Pope Benedict and Pope Francis, which I actually remember now.
Yeah,
Pope
so
Frank.
with
Go
the
ahead.
recent incidents going on in Afghanistan right now, there have been a few memes about the Taliban because they're now openly
Why, what
on
happened?
social media, and well, one guy that was evidently part of the Taliban and got hit with a Ligma joke. He was talking about his gun, and someone was just like, "I prefer the Ligma modification." He was like, "Please tell me what this Ligma is." He's licked my balls, motherfucker. But-
We won.
I also
We
saw
won.
him.
Yeah.
I also saw the same guy fall for a joke where somebody just put DN. What is DN?
But he
Yeah.
Jesus.
Take that, ISIS.
yeah, take that, ISIS. But there was, since they're using social media
I
now,
know the difference. Shut up.
one of them was them like this reconquering of Afghanistan has been brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Use promo
Yeah, all
code.
these memes are just
Al
horrible,
Qaeda.
and they're gonna get worse.
Yeah, but anyway, it's all a sad situation.
Oh,
Anyway, so a lot has come out over the last few months. I kind of made a semi concise list of what we can go through. I
Sure.
thought first we should start talking about Bad Batch because that all came and went while we were gone. If everyone has seen it,
Yeah, I've seen most of it. I don't think I've seen the last episode.
I'm
but
like
fine.
halfway
I can
through,
see
but I
what
don't
was
care
going on.
about spoilers. We can talk.
Yeah, I
about
don't
it.
really care about spoilers either. I
Also,
haven't watched it yet, but-
some of it looks like it's headed for deleted Clone Wars content anyway.
How much? How much? Yeah, I was gonna say, how much really can you spoil for a prequel?
yeah. I mean, there's
I
some
wonder
plot,
what happens to Fennec.
there's some plot points that I won't explicitly give away. But yeah,
Oh boy, I
so
hope Tarkin's okay.
well, no, some of the
Fuck that.
introduced characters, I'm not gonna give away any spoilers, but yeah, it was really great. I would rank it lower than Clone Wars. Well, this is only the first season, so but
Yeah.
as of right now, I would rank it lower than Clone Wars, but a little higher than the first half of Rebels. I'll say.
Yeah, no, second half Rebels gets ranked differently than the first
Yeah,
half. of
when
Rebels.
Ezra is no longer Space Aladdin, that's when it gets a bit better. But yeah,
Like
Bad Batch was
Space
really good.
Aladdin?
I
Is that
thought,
good?
huh?
Space Aladdin? Is that a good
What do you mean?
description?
They might cast the actual
I-
actor
I-
who played Aladdin in
Are
live
we
action
talking first
as
part
him.
Ezra or second part Ezra?
First part Ezra.
Oh, okay. So I'm like second part. Isn't he like whiny bitch teen?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I was
love it.
about to. Okay, I got confused there because I'm just like,
so
Aladdin wasn't a whiny bitch. What?
with Bad Batch, I thought we
Or
were going to go
angsty teen,
into archetypes to show, which I wasn't really too excited for. So I had kind of lower expectations. But they ended up really kind of fleshing out these characters and the camaraderie between them all.
Yeah,
Especially with what goes on in the beginning episodes with one of their teammates.
Wrecker and what's her name are my favorite.
It's not Echo. It's
Beta
Omega,
or something?
Omega.
Omega.
Yeah.
Those two are adorable.
Yeah.
I
When
love
that was
the
first-
big dumb man.
after that first episode, I was like, I am very much looking forward to the adventures of Clone Rambo and his merry band of tropes. And
Yeah.
then it just devolved into like.
It was good.
Like I expected, like I came in with low expectation. I was still I was like, this is still gonna be fun. I don't care, and I just fell in
Yeah.
love with it.
And I thought Omega, when they introduced her, I was like, oh, Star Wars is introducing another child insert, and it's going to be another Ezra or young Anakin again.
No, it was Baby Yoda. It was
Yeah, but
adorable.
she was great.
Semi-competent.
She was competent. She knew what she was doing. She wasn't there just to mess things up and cause a problem for the rest
Well,
of the
she
Bad
is-
Batch.
She is adorable, and I love her, but I stand by this. The laser bow is such a stupid fucking weapon.
Yeah,
in the
it's
Star
up there
Wars
with
universe.
Ezra's laser slingshot.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But I like it a bit more than the
It's
laser
just such a weird
slingshot.
technology to have.
Yeah,
like why would you make a bow?
There's no reason to
if you
need
can
it.
just have a gun.
Yeah, but overall, I thought it was
Tell
really
that
good.
to Chewie.
I thought it was yeah. That's a good point. Chewbacca has a crossbow, so
Tell that to Kanji crew.
yeah. But overall, I thought it was really
No,
good.
it's like
So
a
I would
hunter
definitely recommend it if you're looking for some good Star Wars content. I've always said that the best Star Wars content has always been the ones made by fans or something like removed from the main
Or-
story.
Or just Dave Filoni.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, anything made by Dave Filoni in a cowboy hat is a good show.
Yeah, but I would check it out if you
Oh.
you liked Clone Wars because it looked beautiful. It was a lot. The art style and the way it was presented was pretty good.
I was gonna say, speaking of cowboy hats, my boy's back.
Oh yeah,
Bang.
yeah, yeah. We got a
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not
I'm
hearing the
so
last of
happy.
him.
I'm so happy. My blue bastard is back.
yeah, we got Cad Bane. He's back.
The second he came back, I was just like, God damn it.
Space Josie Wales returns.
Yeah, but this
Cad
show is a
Bane
good bridge.
Is such a fucking trope, but I love him.
It's a good bridge between Clone Wars and Rebels, and I think
Yeah.
with what's going on, I think it's going to be a great in between series.
It does answer that question of what happened to Cad Bane, because just like all the fan theories or like his wiki is just like, oh, he kind of disappeared after the Clone Wars.
That's the thing, is originally there was Clone Wars content that was going to be in the original version of the final season that was going to have him face off against Boba Fett
for some reason,
and probably die.
Like Kid Boba Fett?
Yeah, like Kid Boba Fett, and probably die as a result.
Okay.
But
yeah, they really
I was fine with that
because it's kind of a bitch.
Which
is fine because it's learning experience.
When I was younger, reading the books about Kid Boba Fett, like hanging around with all the bounty hunters and shit, like as a kid, and I was like, I like these books. Oh, and then when they started doing it in Clone Wars, I was like, oh, that's fun. Have him do a little bit of espionage on Kamino.
Yeah. But yeah, so this show also bridges the gap of what happens with Kamino and like the Empire's transition away from clones, which was content it was a plot point that we didn't really have too firm of confirmation of what was going on since Disney's rewrite of the entire extended universe. But yeah, so if you're looking for some good Star Wars content, it's a good bridge between Clone Wars and Rebels, and I definitely would recommend it. So if you guys have anything else to say, I'm just gonna we have a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna rapid fire through these. Anything else?
No. Trying to think, because I mean, I did want to talk about what if, because I know me and Brendan have
no, I'm not talking about like if we're not gonna end on the shows.
Thanks, guys.
Our next topic is going to be Suicide Squad.
I loved every second of that movie.
Yeah,
and and the thing is, though, at this point, I'm going to publicly say it. If there was a legislation that made Snyder Bros illegal, I would back it with every penny I had.
So what was up with that? Why were Snyder Bros review bombing?
Because
this?
it's not
any sense.
Because they're only fine with the director getting full control of a project when it's the director that they like.
And the only reason they like him is because David Ayer made a statement about being censored by WB. And because he was just, and then he went on board with the Snyder, and then the Snyder Bros came out.
The Ayer cut has the most out of character Batman moment I've ever seen in a film script. That being the moment where Batman comes down into an alley with Deadshot and his daughter, looks to Deadshot and says, "Take a good look at her. The next time you see her, she's gonna have gray hair." And I was like, number one, you have Batman taking a parent away from his child in an alley. That already puts this off on a bad foot.
Yeah.
And from there, you have him saying,
well, then Snyder Bros are like peak cinema for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
I never understand that. They don't deserve to watch film. It should be illegal for them to be in front of a TV ever.
But let's talk about good things. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad has taken a spot on probably my top 3 comic book films I've ever watched, that being Logan, Spider-Verse, and now The Suicide Squad. He basically took his own spot because Guardians was there before.
Yeah, thank God Marvel fired him for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That it ended up being the best thing ever, because now he's getting the Peacemaker. Like, that's the thing is, every character in this movie was well done. I was sad.
Who'd you like the most, Brendan? I don't know.
Does
she have anything to do with rats?
Her name rhymes with Smash Smetcher Slew.
Is it King Shark? Are you simping for Sylvester Stallone?
I mean, I'm simping for King Shark. I love him. He was the best thing about it. And so was Polka Dot Man. I loved Polka Dot Man.
I did look up
my favorite line from King Shark is still fake mustache.
Yeah.
I love the book that he was reading, because I actually had to look up what book he was reading upside down, and it's some introspective, like, political philosophy book.
Me read book good. Me like book. No, but every character was done well, even aside from the fact that Daniela Melchior is one of the most beautiful women to ever grace the planet Earth. What I like is they took a one-off Batman villain and turned that entire, like, he took a one-off.
They gave Pokemon Dan
Well, Polkadot.Man isn't a one-off villain though. Ratcatcher has been featured once or twice in Batman stuff that
and they gave her depth and a story.
Not only that, but took the original character, Ratcatcher 1, gave that character some depth and gave that character a motivation and all sorts of other stuff, and then piled that onto his daughter, a new character, and made that even better. It was so James Gunn is very good at like character dynamics.
Characters no one
and that
likes
is one of my favorite, and like making a thing about people coming together. And that I genuinely because I've watched this movie several times since it's come out, like just with different people and all sorts of other stuff, and like I genuinely still tear up watching the scene with Ratcatcher, like when she pulls the whole "this isn't your city, this isn't our city, it's their city," and the whole part where it's them sitting up on the roof in Portugal.
Yeah, it's like Radism, and it's like that whole thing.
It feels like a damn fairy tale. It feels like I'm watching Oliver Twist.
Yeah,
and it's such a good quality to add to that movie, because that's the thing is I've always maintained superheroes. And this is something that sometimes I get flack for. Superheroes are effectively modern mythology, and making it feel like a fairy tale is perfect. Like, if you want to hear other thoughts on this movie and the original Suicide Squad, I'll try and get a link to Mike, because I talked about it on another podcast a couple weeks back. I helped do a review of the first one and the second one. So yeah, if you want to hear what I really hate about the first one, you can also go to that.
Yes,
one.
I mean,
that's a great 4 hours of content of why you hate it.
Yeah,
and I agree with every point. But it's just like, but for some reason, there's people out there who prefer that to this one, and it's on the sole fact that they're just such a fucking hard on for Zack Snyder.
I noticed something.
Like they want him to fuck his wife.
I noticed something with HBO Max when this movie premiered, that the HBO Max on their top viewed movies for popular movies at the time.
Yeah,
it wasn't the new Suicide Squad that was at the top. It was the old one. And my only conclusion is that people searched it up and not realizing that it was the
bad one. Like, oh wait.
Yeah, and then they're watching.
Also, another point I wanted to make is that
HBO Max is a platform that all masochists own a subscription to.
Perhaps because that app sucks. So like, you have to have patience to do it.
I have
so bad. The only reason I use it is for Friends. To be honest with you, I have no interest watching anything else, or maybe Entourage.
Whose line is it anyway?
But
anyway, I wanted to make the point because I'm actually I know I'll get you over it. I do like watching honest trailers.
Yeah.
And they did make one for Suicide Squad, which was good, but they made the points like, oh, this movie bombed at the box office, and I'm tired. I am so fucking tired. We're in year 2 of a pandemic.
Yeah.
It hasn't been able to release in most countries.
Box office income as a reason a film bombed.
It's done gangbusters.
It is so fucking tired.
Well,
it's done gangbusters on HBO Max. Several high-ranking members of Warner Brothers have said we want James Gunn back to do more shit. What needs to happen to tell you the movie was a success?
Zack Snyder somehow said he liked the film. That will shut everybody up.
That would be hilarious.
So, I will defend their use of using the word bomb, because let me check how much it made, because
Mark, we're in year. No.
I understand. I completely understand where you're coming from, and I agree that it doesn't mean how.
You're the same person who said Sonic the Hedgehog was the highest grossing superhero movie of 2020.
Because it was. It was.
Because of the fucking pandemic.
Well, yeah, but that was funny. But anyway, their use of the term might be correct, because if it doesn't make double of its budget, it's considered a bomb, or considered a failure.
Yeah, then you know what? I'm sorry. You have to redefine that for what's.
It was just a misuse of a term, I would say, because
I'll agree it's a misuse of a term, but
if you're
going to use the term, change the definition.
If this is during a normal time where people are able to regularly go out to the movies, that's one thing. But
it was a misuse of using the word bombed. But
Also, Snyder Bros can kiss the fattest part of my ass. I don't think I've stressed that enough.
Because I would definitely would go to say that a lot of movies that have been critically acclaimed are considered financial failures.
Sorry to change the subject, but shout out to Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Shout out to
Pete. When I watched that, I was just like, I knew these people were going to die. There's too many star-studded people for them not to die in like 10 seconds.
Who was your sad one? Who was the one that you were sad about when it came to like
Weasel
the first deaths?
Weasel and his.
No one checked if the Weasel could swim.
I was laughing for like 5 minutes straight.
Swim.
So I think, Davis is like
honestly, I genuinely started tearing up when Boomer died, like, cause my brain.
I love that Harley calls him that too.
Yeah, no, I love because I want Boomer.
That was so cute.
But like, he's an established character from the first film that was honestly like I was talking about this last week. He's probably my favorite character other than Harley Quinn in the first movie.
Yeah.
And 2, that's Jai Courtney's only good role ever. He doesn't have any good roles anymore.
That is true.
So I do have a question. Is this a sequel or is it a reboot?
So it doesn't matter.
Okay. Because it's still Harley from Suicide Squad. The first
technically,
one.
Yeah, because technically it's a sequel because you listen to some of the cues as to why.
Yeah.
As to why Flag was on Team 1.
It's
on the one that everybody got murdered.
It's
and why Harley's back again in prison.
It's definitely a sequel to Birds of Prey.
Okay.
Which is a loose sequel to
Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
I was like, it was some confirmation that James made that
he was like, it doesn't
Black
matter.
Canary was the one that captured Savant.
Yeah, no, that's why. Well, that's the thing. Savant's a Black Canary villain, and that's why he kills a canary in the first scene. Yeah, the bird that he killed was a canary.
Yeah, I was just curious because it does carry over some characters, and I know. God.
Honestly, the saddest one was probably not the saddest one, but the one that's kind of just like, man, they fucking nerfed her was Mongal.
Mongal's, I fucking lost it.
Cause she's like the daughter of an alien warlord.
She has
like super strength. Like she actually has
sister of Mongol or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hers was funny. Pete, like,
I'll take care of the chopper. Huh?
Blackguards was so funny. Just guys, it's me. I talked to you. I'm here.
Part of me likes to think that Pete Davidson was given no prompts because it's just like it's also like. Everybody's coming onto the beach, and then Pete Davidson's just fucking struggling in his gear. And I was just like, there's no way they told him to do that. He just did it on...
What a great choice to make the intro from, like, Savant's perspective. That was really good. That was really fun, because I love the end of that whole scene just being...
Yeah. I was also...
Hey, wait. Why are you all sad about Weasel? He didn't die.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Shit.
Yeah. Then I'll move my choice to Arms Fall Off guy.
Oh yeah, TDK.
Yeah.
What does your name stand for?
Your name is
Lettuce? Stands for me. No,
all
but
names are letters, dickhead.
Exactly.
But I just love how they're like, do your thing, and his arm pops off. It floats over to the bad guys and just starts slapping them around.
I do like the comments of that. Is like, why does he have such a stupid power? And I'm just like, the comic one is so much more worse because all he does is detach one arm off to use it as a bludgeoning instrument.
And wait, you've read Matt Fraction's Jimmy Olsen, right?
Yeah.
There's the whole family of detachable people who it's like feet fall off girl. Head comes off dad's.
God.
But also, I like that Quentin Tarantino came back for one scene.
Where was Tarantino?
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Me, Brendan knows immediately what scene I'm talking about.
No, she did that entire scene herself. That's actually her doing stunt work. The scene where she's using her feet to grab the keys and then does the gymnastic stuff to unlock herself. That was all her.
Okay.
That was all her.
Okay.
Tarantino got a consulting job for that.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, Suicide Squad has some amazing stunt work, because even in the first film, like, the elevator fight scene with Harley Quinn, that was all her.
Yeah.
There was no stunt double. That was all done by her.
Shout out to the fucking stunt teams, too, because, man.
Yeah. So in the end, who was everybody's favorite of the let's just say surviving cast, as long as they made it to the last fight?
Polka Dot Man.
I really like Polka Dot Man.
I like Polka Dot Man on the sole fact that he got a cat. And
you didn't see it?
Cat.
No, I didn't. You forget I date Brianna, and she's very difficult when it comes to watching movies.
You didn't see it yet? Oh, sorry.
I don't care. I mean, I kind of, I kind of told myself I didn't want to say anything until after you guys talked about it, so I wasn't particularly paying attention to anything.
No worries.
So just tell Pete Davidson.
Spoilers kind of went in one out of the other. And I don't even know who Pete Davidson plays, so I don't even know if he died yet. So
tell her he's in it. He's beautiful in it.
She doesn't like Pete Davidson.
I wouldn't say.
No, God damn it, I don't know what to tell you.
He's got such a lovely face.
You can just watch it myself.
Okay, so not confirming.
He doesn't act at all in that movie.
Not confirming who's dead at the very end. I would definitely say Polka Dot Man was a favorite of mine.
I'm a motherfucking superhero.
Yeah.
I wonder who Brendan's favorite was.
Yeah, no, I like Ratcatcher. She's cool. She's got cool stuff.
I just really like Peacemaker.
To be fair, though, Peacemaker.
I'm just gonna be disappointed when your Twitter handle changes again in November.
I'm thorough. No, Peacemaker.
Is very much the embodiment of the USA.
No, what a brave choice to make Peacemaker the U.S. government. I love John Cena in this. Like,
they experimented on children. Well, if this gets out, it's an international incident.
No, like he. Also, I will have to say, even though he didn't get much stuff, The Thinker is so good. I loved Peter Capaldi as The Thinker. Yankee fucking Doodle.
I just like that he didn't change his character at all from Doctor Who.
You Americans have always been all nervous about doing things on your own turf. But no, like I love that Starro is a villain who was not a villain to begin with. It was just America causes its own problems,
and also
then has to solve people to fix those problems, and causes more problems as a result.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to the people that are complaining that it puts America in a bad light. Have no idea what America has done in South America for the past ever.
Welcome. You have figured out the points of the movie.
Afghanistan.
I was like, man, it's like people who are making those points have no idea what America has done in the past 50 years.
Fun fact:
we overthrew a democratically elected nation for their bananas.
More than once.
Reminder that the original Suicide Squad book by John Ostrander literally had what's it called? Jotunheim being a Nazi science thing in Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Also, John Ostrander cameos in the movie. He's the guy who injects the explosive into Savant's neck and calls him "good dog." That's the guy who created the Suicide Squad.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Also,
shout out
I really loved Sean Gunn's parody or cameo as Calendar Man.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, wait, you know who my favorite character that made it to the end of the movie is? Calendar Man.
Man, you want to come to my kid's birthday?
So speaking of Calendar Man, I watched the 2 parts of The Long Halloween. The new.
How was it?
It was good.
How was the really racism against the Chinese?
I didn't notice too much of it.
So, fun fact: the triad that are in that movie were originally an Irish mob, and the guy who was in charge of directing said, we wanted to really modernize the gangs.
So we're gonna bring out the tri.
So you're gonna
because when I think modern gangs, I think
in 2020 you're gonna make and I think of modern gangs. I think Not even Yakuza. Like, he just goes for triad.
I think if
the Yakuza are hot right
now. The reason I'm saying this is because the Calendar Man plays a pretty significant role in it, and he's not a joke character. He's actually like taken seriously. So it was kind of cool seeing Calendar Man in a more serious tone rather than this guy is just kind of a one-note enemy that everyone kind of makes fun of. And he's the type of enemy where like the person that doesn't really listen to DC or watch DC or pay attention to anything or like, there's a villain named Calendar Man, and then they giggle. Like, but I the Long Halloween in a more direct way, I would say was really good.
How was Naya Rivera as Catwoman? Because
she was good too.
That's her final performance, I think.
Yeah, she was really good.
Movie.
Overall, it was really good. And
nice.
Also, while you're going through the animated DC universe, you really got to watch the '60s Batman animated movie that was.
Released. I want to watch it.
One of Adam
Return
West's
the Cape
roles.
Crusader.
I haven't watched it yet.
My favorite scene in that movie, it's not really a spoiler. It's a scene where they cross the street. Like, I'm not even kidding. My favorite scene in the movie is a scene that is all about crossing the street correctly.
God. Okay.
It's like one of Adam West's last roles.
I think it probably was.
The second one is his last role. That or it's an episode of Family Guy.
I'd also have that got so much traction to a sequel.
Yeah. And what's his name? What's his name plays Two-Face in that? It's Captain Kirk plays Two-Face.
In Long Halloween?
No. In the second Batman '66 movie.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. But
not to completely
derail our topics here, but does anyone else have anything to add about Suicide Squad? Because I think we can all say we recommend it.
Adam West is the superior Batman.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's really all I can... Oh, I didn't even mention him. Bloodsport. Fantastic job, Idris Elba. I've never cared about Bloodsport before. Thank you.
Yeah, and that was
also... I'm sorry, one more rant. Snyder Bros being pissed that Bloodsport was introduced because he put Superman in the ICU. He's like, they can't do that to Superman. I was like, that was Blackheart's character. That was literally what he did.
Bloodsport, that's what Bloodsport did the first time.
If you read a fucking comic.
Number two, I really appreciate that first scene with him establishing this is not Deadshot.
Yeah.
Of him and his daughter just having an FU contest back and forth.
A Star Latch?
And that was another thing that made me question whether this was supposed to be a sequel or just a reboot, since they didn't make Idris Elba Deadshot,
yeah.
So they could possibly bring back Will Smith if
that's
they want.
the thing. I think that was a mandate
feel so
by
bad
WB
that all
where
those
they
guys
were like,
have tattoos.
I think that was WB mandating that just in case we want to bring back Will Smith, make it a different character. But it ended up being cool because Bloodsport, he's got a whole different thing going on with like his family. Yeah. He's got the cool modular weapon system and everything going on.
The cool rat phobia.
Yeah, but overall it was
I'm an assassin. I don't reveal my.
But overall, it was good. You're gonna have plenty of time to watch this because we're probably not gonna get it.
John Cena in the tightest tighty whities I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you have plenty of time to watch this.
That's racist.
Because Margot Robbie said, "Well, at least we're not gonna get another Suicide Squad with Margot Robbie in anytime soon." So,
Margot Robbie, and then Margot Robbie said right after Suicide Squad came out, was just like, "No, I was wrong. I want to do more Harley."
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll see what happens.
She later said, "I was just like, I keep saying I'm done, but every time I do it, I fall in love with it again."
She owns it.
She is Harley Quinn right now. Like that's just,
Like I remember seeing that first Suicide Squad trailer for the original and being like, I don't know if this is gonna work with her, and she owns it. She is Harley Quinn.
I feel bad for the original Suicide Squad cast who all have squad tattoos.
And we are going to get a it's confirmed now. We are going to get a Black Canary movie with Janae Smollett.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did like Birds of Prey.
She was great in Birds of Prey. But yeah. So what are we on to next then?
So we have Loki. Has everyone watched Loki?
I have.
Okay, cool.
I am a fan of. So, I'm just gonna say it. It's weird. It's weird that you're kissing your variant.
No.
Yes. Yes.
I
knew out of all the people I'd make this point, somehow you would defend
Here's the thing. I've existed on the internet for years. I've already seen this in fanfics. I've already seen this shit happen.
Yeah. So
this is the would you fuck your own clone?
Exactly.
And it's wrong.
I will say that it fits into Loki's character very well. That the person he falls in love with is himself.
The narcissist has fallen in love with himself.
But
weird,
it was weird that they became romantically involved. I guess we'll see where that goes.
One-sided on that.
What was that?
Sylvie, I liked that it was sort of one-sided on that. That Sylvie is at least conflicted about this.
Yeah, I mean, she's been kind of on the run her entire life. Yeah.
No, it's for the reasons I think.
It's not for the reasons you would think. Like, it's weird that I would.
No, it's maybe we're not right for each other. Like I like that it's a normal relationship thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice that it's a normal relationship thing when you cut out. Never mind.
But overall, this broke open the multiverse very violently.
Yeah, I like it how it's somehow both Loki's and Parker's fault that we're in this.
Yeah, so this was definitely the segue into this new era of Marvel.
That was also the nicest version of Kang we would ever see ever.
Yeah, no, yes. we're not gonna get a more we may get a more well-mannered, a similarly well-mannered version of Kang, but that one's gonna be a teenager.
What's his name? What's Kang's name as a kid? I forget.
Iron Lad.
What
is it? Nate? Because he's Nate Richards because he's Reed Richards' great grandson.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Fun fact.
But yeah. So oh god, I'm now drawing a blank of what the organization they're working for. TVA. That was a cool concept. Same with the.
I love 1960s. I love extra normal, extra dimensional 1960s.
Yeah, like retro
governments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always love that. I always love
the same reason I love Control.
Miss Minutes. Yeah.
I'm glad she wasn't overused.
For her being a fucking horror character in the last episode.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was very surprised the way that they used her because normally when it comes to cute or even creepy little what you call it, mascot character like that, usually they tend to use them a lot, and they didn't actually use her that much throughout the show. She appears.
Yeah, she was probably only in half of it, right?
I just noticed
once an episode at most.
I was like, what made her so creepy in that last scene? And I was like trying to figure it out. I was like, they made her eyes bigger and her pupils smaller.
Yeah, smaller. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
a lot more off-putting. It's a very subtle.
And I was like, something's off about this because it's just like,
But yeah, no. Loki was good. Loki is the exact show that you need in an era where Doctor Who sucks.
Okay.
I would love a 10-part miniseries on Alligator Loki.
Yes, yeah. Alligator Loki was probably the best character to come out of it.
Who was our favorite variant Loki?
I would say Alligator Loki.
I was gonna either say Alligator or President Loki. As briefly as he was there.
Oh yeah, I do love that reference.
I love
Loki running for president.
I was actually one of my favorite comic books.
I love how his arm gets taken off.
I was glad that they made a reference to it.
Glad he made an appearance,
I think part of my brain went, "Is that a What If tie-in?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like my brain's thinking back. Is that a What If tie-in?
It's just. It was just so funny. That whole thing where it's just like all the Lokis do in that variance world is fucking betray each other every 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that at the end of time, it's just Lokis. Like, I love that for some reason in the multiverse, Loki is just, as he should be, this being of chaos that just causes shit to happen.
Yeah.
And somehow always ends up at the end of time.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
That whole thing was great. Owen Wilson, by God, put him in more Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
I really
by far the best. In my opinion, Owen Wilson was the best part of that show.
Yes,
I just love that whole scene where it's just like, oh, we got a lot of variant Lokis. We never got an alligator Loki. Could be lying. But then that would make him even more of a Loki. The long game.
But like, also, I love the set design of this show. There's a lot of little things that are really cool. Like one of the first things I noticed at the beginning of that final episode is there's a part very early on where one of the variant events that they're tracking on the ticker is at the Oak Island Money Pit. Which, if you don't know what the Oak Island Money Pit is, it's basically this supposed place where pirates buried treasure in Oak Island up in Canada, and there's like a whole history show on it or whatever.
And they've never found anything. The only thing that they've ever found was a bunch of dry docks.
Yeah, but there's a bit with that early on, and then it's the episode where they do go to the end of time, and later in the episode, a pirate ship just crashes into the ground, and then. The other big thing is when you go to the Loki home base. One of my favorite things is that in the background you have a Polybius machine, which is that video game that supposedly exists as like a CIA op or something. There's in the background. There's one of them as a Polybius machine. It was the funniest thing I noticed.
Did it actually exist? Did it?
I mean,
exactly.
CIA. It might have. The thing is, though, if you had to say it was CIA, it probably did exist.
Oh, yeah.
But I was excited and disappointed at the same time. I wish the DB Cooper bit was more relevant to the ongoing plot.
I love
that they did it.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Where it's just like, no, that really does explain everything.
I like that that's something that Prime Loki did as well. Like, I like that the original Loki just pulled that shit.
I was young and I lost a bet with Thor. I was like, what was the bet?
That's something, because that sounds like a Norse story. This is shit that would happen in Norse mythology.
Oh yeah,
Thor,
100%.
Doesn't Thor marry an orc at one point to get his hammer back?
there's in order to get Sif's whatever back, in order to get his hammer back, he dresses up as Sif and goes in drag, and it's super convincing because Loki did something, and that's just the story. And they end, of course, like most Norse stories, it ends with them beating the ever-loving shit out of ice giants.
Yeah, that's usually how it ends. But yeah, so to wrap it up, overall, I would say this is required Marvel viewing if you want. Any idea what's going on the next?
So far, can we come up with a choose your character ranking real quick of how they've gone so far?
Of the shows?
Yeah.
Of the shows? Okay.
Yeah, I would say I'll get mine first. So I would say at the top, Falcon Winter Soldier. WandaVision second, third Loki.
I would actually do, honestly, it's a tie between Loki and Falcon and then WandaVision. I love them all. But...
Loki's definitely at the top for me right now. Soon to be replaced.
Yeah, I'm gonna preface. They're all very close.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. WandaVision, I think, is at the bottom because my main thing with that is it would have been at the top were it not for the last episode being your standard Marvel fare.
Yeah.
That's my only issue with that show is I expected a different kind of ending, not just
throwing magic bombs at each other.
Exactly, not the usual Marvel CGI fight fest.
Yeah, I was expecting like some magical.
Granted, the whole scene with Vision earns points, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
let's have
so probably Loki easily at the top for me because that is
really
it hits everything that I like. It has the 1960s.
Actually, yeah, no, Loki might be above that just because of Owen Wilson, but
I love Loki as like a character in general already. And seeing different variants and versions of Loki is something that I always love, and the whole Loki always has a plan, and stuff like that. And so I guess Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I like the one meme where it's just like, oh, your brother's the god of thunder, but you know what comes with thunder? Lightning. Ka-chow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier's in the middle just because I expected that to end the usual Marvel fare, and I'm more excited by the fact that is what introduced us to one Miss Baroness Valeria aka Nick Fury, but MILF. Yeah, no, I'm
Owen
excited
Wilson?
to see more of her and see more of the Dark Avengers and shit.
Yeah, I think when it comes to just how all those movies, I mean, all these TV shows shake up, like the reason I put Falcon and Winter Soldier at 1 is because it was everything I expected it to be.
Yeah.
It met all my expectations, therefore it gets my A+ rating.
Yeah.
Loki was a little bit more disappointing to me, in fact, because I didn't know what I was expecting, but I expected, I just didn't expect what I got. And I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, but I kind of just felt like, usually, like, that's weird. Like, you can call me weird for it, but I like when I guess things right. And then when I don't, I kind of get butthurt about it. It was very hard to guess something like that.
Yeah, it was very hard to do with that show, though.
Yeah, because of all the minutia that went into it. Whereas, WandaVision gave me all those emotions. Like, I wasn't emotionally invested into it going in. So when I watched it, I had no expectations, nothing. So it blew me away because of all the emotions it made me feel and all the deep thinking it made me do about the situation and its characters, which is why it was second for me. And then, Loki, just as the fact that, like, it kind of left me thinking, like, man, like, this isn't what I expected. Kind of like, even though I enjoyed it, it didn't blow me away like the other two did.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's what I liked about it the most. Was I was like, I didn't think I was going to see the main villain of the next Ant-Man movie in this, but I'm game for that.
And that was a pleasant surprise. That's why like going into this, I'm like, wow, like now if I'm going into Spider-Man, like I could think that. It could be a Doctor Strange villain. This could all be a setup for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Like that's kind of where we're going on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a scene of
and I'll let you guys know my thoughts on that later, like who the main villain could be in Spider-Man, but we'll go into that later.
I just want the next movie to be a scene of Doctor Strange breaking into somebody's house and demanding a box of vinegar.
Have you ever?
I saw that one comic where it's just like it's Doctor Strange.
He breaks into he comes into the people's house.
Yeah, but from the perspective of like just a regular fucking dude, and Doctor Strange breaks in and just asks for like random kitchen appliances in order to summon this beast.
I know exactly what issue you're talking about, and my favorite panel in that entire issue is the one where he's like, "This is a wonderful painting," and she's like, "Oh, thank you, my grandfather made it," and he immediately punches straight through the painting.
I also. Yeah, it's tough. Loki's slightly up there for me just because I loved more people in it, and Owen Wilson was fucking phenomenal. Also, I also realized after the conversation I had, for some reason, the philosophical question of would you sleep with your clone is somehow in the middle, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I'm feeling too. It's just like, at first, I didn't think too much of it because I thought, it's good for Loki. He finally has someone, and then I'm like,
this is himself, which is
that's
nice, but it's still his clone.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings me back to kind of how it went. You know how when Rise of Skywalker came out, when Kylo Ren kissed Rey, and everybody's like, "Wait, they're cousins, right?"
That's different. That's not yourself.
Exactly. No. I know it's yourself, but it brings back that question. I know it's different, but it's
just
it's the same. Whereas we're left questioning.
Well, technically, they're adopted.
The
cousins.
Decisions like that.
I
get that, but your question.
But the thing is, you can say no matter
both of their fathers,
they shouldn't have kissed each other anyway. It's still
their family were friends at work.
You sit there. Look, they put you in a situation where they really didn't care. They didn't want you to question what they did, but you're sitting there questioning what they did.
Yeah.
I feel like with Loki it's different because they would have to have seen. People would think it's weird.
All I'm saying is that this is absolutely within Loki's character.
It is with that. Yeah. Look, if it was a horse,
Norse mythology.
And that's why
if it was a horse, he would have been more in character. So.
That's why I didn't think, like, if you go into it, like the people are like, all right, yeah, this is Loki's character, like, we'll do it. No one should have any right to question it.
I love that meme where Sylvie asks who's he slept with. It's like, any princes, princes. And he's like, a little bit of both, but one time there was this horse. He does in Norse mythology. Like
I had a child, and then my adoptive father used it as a mount in combat.
But for me at least,
mythology is such a great read.
For my ranking, I would definitely put Loki on top for me. Then second, WandaVision, and then third, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was less invested with the Winter Soldier and the Falcon a little bit. I need to rewatch the Captain America movies. I think I'm coming into this list a little too unprepared because I need to rewatch. I haven't watched the Captain America movies since they come out, so there's a lot of stuff that I missed that I don't remember, and that's actually Lex and I's big thing that we're gonna do next is we're gonna go through the MCU probably before Spider-Man.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, I've been doing that with my dad over the past couple months.
Yeah, you're just about done, aren't you?
So are we, at any point, are we segueing to Spider-Man at any point?
Yes. So
if I were a rich man.
So okay, to wrap it up, Loki was great. I would watch it if you have any interest in the upcoming Marvel movies. But so next, Black Widow also came out.
Loved it.
It was I thought it was good. I don't really
Except
have
for Taskmaster.
I really don't have much to say.
Really? What part of Taskmaster kind of threw you off?
I love the entire movie except for Taskmaster because I am a Taskmaster fan. I love Tony Masters as a character. He is such a fun, quippy guy who is just like. That's the thing I love about him. He's another one of those villains who's not so much a villain as he is a workhorse. He's just a man trying to make a buck. He doesn't care if he has to work for the heroes or the bad guys. And this movie took Tony Masters and turned him into a Terminator with Power Rangers armor. That's the perfect description for the way that character looks. But that's the thing is, I like the rest of this movie because it's basically just Marvel does Paul Greengrass. It's literally just Marvel does Bourne and Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it was a spy movie. And people that have asked me about it.
The family dynamic was so fun.
Yeah. And the people that have asked me about it, I usually preference or started off with saying that this isn't your standard Marvel movie. It's not over the top superheroes. It's a spy movie. Most of the people in the movie don't have a power other than the Russian.
Being Russian.
Red Guardian.
The Red Guardian, who
the
I really enjoyed.
Russian.
I thought he was great. But overall, I thought it was okay. It didn't add too much to the ongoing lore. Yeah. Other than the ending scene. Spoilers if you guys haven't seen it. It's set up for Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But overall, other than that, it's with... I kind of wish they released this before Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, no, that's like... This movie should have been released years ago.
Yeah, this movie should have been released at least 2 or 3 years ago.
I will go so far as to say this movie should have been the second Black Widow movie. This should have been... We should have gotten Black Widow, Black Widows, and then a third one before she died.
Well, Black Widow was what? This was a project for like 8 years.
No, so this project came later because who is it? I think it was like Perlman or something.
Also, good luck, Scarlett, with that lawsuit. You kind of deserve it.
Actually, yes, but if I remember,
for trying to get some sympathy points.
What the hell is that guy's name? Earl, like something Putterman, or I can't remember the damn guy's name, but Ike Perlmutter, I think is his name. He was basically a guy who was involved.
Like Ron Perlman's pseudonym.
Yeah, no, but he was a guy who was sort of involved in the Marvel films, and he's the reason we didn't get Black Panther or Captain Marvel or any of those other characters until way down the line. Mm-hmm. He's also the one who tried to push Inhumans. He's the one who tried to push...
Yeah, and that kind of tanked because of him.
And that's the thing is, him and Feige just butt heads. We would have had a Black Widow movie were it not for him earlier. But yeah, no, I wish this was the second in the trilogy of Black Widow movies. Or hell, you don't even need to release the third one before Infinity War. You could just make the third one the continuation of Yelena's story from that point.
Yeah.
But
hindsight's.
I really like Yelena. Like Florence Pugh is a fantastic actress, and her being your drunk Russian uncle in this.
Also, Rachel Weisz needs to come back to acting. God, I fucking miss her.
But her having at the same time like small girl energy, at the same time drunk Russian uncle energy combined was perfect. There's so many scenes in that movie where she just has a drink in her hand, and I love it. That would be a cool way to die.
Yeah. So, to sum it up, watch it if the character was interested in, or if you're interested in Black Widow's character and her arc. If you were kind of, mets about Black Widow, I wouldn't say this is required reviewing.
No, it's not required at all.
But it was good. It was nice to go back. This was my first, probably it was all of our for our first Marvel movies back. If you guys saw it in theaters, it was my first Marvel movie back in theaters.
What was?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
It wasn't my first time back to the theaters, but it was my first Marvel movie back in the theaters.
Yeah, that was unfair.
I actually went premium for that.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I couldn't watch it in theaters because I missed.
Your name's probably in the lawsuit now.
I gotcha.
So afterward, I wanted to bring up.
I was about to say in hindsight, I was like, oh, that money would have helped Scarlet, and then I was like, no, it completely went to Disney. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hated that whole situation because it's just like the fucking media articles that came out about that were literally just like Disney claps back, and I was just like, no, they didn't. They're doing look. I don't care about the billionaire conglomerate.
Yeah, they're not necessarily in the right here.
That was the worst diss track I've ever heard.
Think of the billionaire conglomerate who would lose a little money.
You called her greedy because you broke her contract.
They blamed her for they essentially blamed her for the They used
the
pandemic as a reason why they didn't give her the money.
How dare you in the middle of a worldwide pandemic?
I am a working man conglomerate.
How dare you ask for us to not break your contract?
Yeah, so...
I have worked hard and killed and crushed a lot of people to get on top. How fucking dare you?
So for the people
After all I've sacrificed!
For the people that are listening that don't know the situation, Scarlett Johansson's suing Disney because she said they violated her contract by doing a split release, and her contract was tied to a lot of ticket sales.
I actually wonder.
Also, the fact that they literally contacted multiple times Disney to try and renegotiate said contracts in the time of a pandemic, and they kept ignoring.
I hate to pull the sexist card, but I am, because I do feel like if this was like, I don't know, Hemsworth or Evans, or Robert Downey Jr., there'd be a lot of people backing up them.
They thought that they could get away with it on the sly.
But I would definitely say Scarlett Johansson is in the right. Neither people are hurting for money, but you can definitely say that she went into this contract under false pretenses.
Even if this was a money thing.
It is a money thing.
If it was just like, even if it was a money thing and that's the arguing point for some people, it's like, why does this matter? She's making more money than God. Like, yeah, and so is Disney.
They're making even more money than God.
Disney has billions. They can give
Disney
Scarlett
has the second largest navy in the world.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah, they're okay. They'll bounce back. But okay. Let's all the legal talk.
I'm sorry, one more time. I love Chip Zdarsky, who commented, where he's just like, hey,
me and the boys.
I don't know. Me and my boys are trying to put a little something together for Disney's legal fund.
And it's like everybody joining in with
Chip was just like, thanks,
don't worry,
man.
We'll get through this.
Thanks, man. I told the boys up top and they're real chuffed.
Okay. So
I'm surprised Disney wasn't just giving shit.
Please fire him.
We're gonna
fire him.
We're gonna move on from stuff that we've seen to stuff that we're gonna speculate about.
Sorry, I'm still laughing.
Because next week is Shang Chi.
Oh my god, I am so excited.
I don't know enough
I just
about
want it to be an Iron Man 3 thing. Where,
I'm
like, at the end of
personally
the day,
excited
it was just a
because
really
it's
bad
a character
actor.
that I've never read about. Like
Shang-Chi's so cool.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi.
his
Shang-Chi. I'm
his
trying to pronounce it
power
correctly.
is basically, and I will admit, I had watched videos on YouTube about the background. I didn't read anything, but just watch videos. His whole power is just the fact that he's that good at karate.
He's the master of kung fu.
Kung fu, yeah, and
He is
just
what
to
they
see,
call in
like,
cinema. A kung
this
fu
is
master.
what my hope for this, and I might be setting high expectations, is this would be the hype around what a Bruce Lee movie would have been back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like that should be the expectations. Like we're gonna see something awesome. We're gonna see some great
wait.
hand-to-hand action.
He is based on Bruce Lee.
So are we saying?
I know, but I'm just saying, in terms of
Yeah.
cinematic comparisons,
Yeah.
this is how I want to go into the movies. If I were a kid in the 80s or 70s going to see a Bruce Lee movie,
To get the
Like,
shit
that-
beat out of him.
that's kind of, there's not many movies that you can go into. It's like, man, I wonder what a kid in the 80s would have felt like. You
Yeah.
kind of get that with Star Wars sometimes.
I get that hype.
Not often, but
I can dig that.
yeah,
I get
that's how I'm going into Shang-Chi.
So are we saying that Shang-Chi's powers is that he's a master of karate and friendship for everyone? Is that?
That's
I think that's
We'll get
disrespectful.
sued for that.
It is kung fu. That is a big difference.
Charlie Day's
I-
gonna send us
yeah.
a lawsuit.
Oh.
We can't talk about that.
Yeah, I guess
Another lawsuit.
that was a Always Sunny reference for our.
Yeah,
For
Mike
eagle-eyed
cultured
viewers.
swines
Shout out
out
to
there.
Marcucci, who recently ran through all of Always Sunny.
For our eagle-eyed viewers.
But anyway, I don't have much to say about it because I don't know too much about the character, so I'm going in completely blind. It's interesting to see what Wong and Abomination are doing, especially with. I have an idea that maybe Shang-Chi is taking place during Spider-Man No Way Home, because in the trailer, Wong is leaving. He's all packed up, and he
In his nice.
That's
beautiful
a
winter
good
parka.
point.
He
That's a good
turns
point.
back to Doctor Strange and goes, "Make sure you don't have a Spider-Man No Way Home while I'm away." So,
He didn't say that.
yeah.
Said
No.
he turns back and he says, Hawkeye could kill Thor at any time that he wanted to, and then he just turns away from there. I'll be back
He
next
turned
week
around
with
and
more.
says, I don't care how many people ask. I've seen the 80 iterations of Ant-Man going up his ass. It doesn't work, and then leaves.
So, if you guys have anything to say about Shang-Chi, I don't have too much until next week. So if you
Also,
All I
guys,
know
awesome.
is
I'm excited
I am
for it.
so excited for it. Probably more because I think it's the first Marvel movie that has major implications on kind of
Yeah.
like where the story's going next, and that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
Regarding it,
I can definitely say I'm excited.
because
I
it's the
already bought
next
my
piece of the
tickets.
puzzle. Whereas it was clear from the beginning that Black Widow was just gonna be a send off to Scarlett Johansson. And, it was only for the people who really like their character.
I will say about like just real quick on that one. That is a movie where I could tell that everybody behind the scenes was having so much fun.
Oh, they were. But
just
I
like
did want to
Spider-Man
talk
2.
about what if it was okay with these two.
It's fine
I
with
know
me. I'm not
Brendan-
gonna go.
Have you
Okay,
watched
go
the
ahead.
last episode?
Wait,
Brendan?
Brendan.
What's that? Oh yeah, no, I'm all caught up on what if.
I'm really sorry. The last episode, it was awesome. I did like that twist of just like, oh shit, there's a serial killer in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But fucking Tony Stark's intro, when that fucking happened, I was dying. I thought that was so fucking funny.
Oh no, I found Tony dying immediately really fucking funny.
So like the last episode of What If was just
what
a
if
summon.
what if it takes place during Fury's big week where he's trying to get everybody together.
Yeah.
And it's basically there's a serial killer going around the universe trying to kill the prospective Avengers.
So the intro was like from Iron Man 2 when Scarlet
ScarJo puts the thing into
injects
his
the
neck.
thing into his neck, and instead of healing, he just fucking dies.
He just
Oh my
fucking
God.
falls
He's like,
over and
"What did you
dies.
do to me?" It's like I was supposed to take the edge off, and he just fucking falls over.
Oh my god.
And the other thing is like, yeah, no, that's horrible. But when that fucking happened, I thought it was so funny.
R.I.P.
Because they're all
Yeah.
just confused, and he's just like, "What happened?"
Yeah, I think the best way to start this off would be rank your episodes for What If, probably.
All right, so
So we've
It's-
got
it's
1, 2, and
amazing
3 so
that-
far.
Chadwick would immediately solve all of the problems, but the bad thing is that Ego would have won.
So, that's my thing so far.
Oh yeah, shout out to Chadwick's last role because God, that was
he's got a couple
awesome.
more episodes. He's got a couple more episodes in this season where he's going to pop up. But my current ranking is episode 3 at the top. That is What If T'Challa Became Star-Lord.
No, that's 2, isn't it?
Or 2. Yeah. So that's episode 2. My second place is going to be episode 3, which is Who Was Killing the Avengers. And my episode number in third place is What If Peggy Carter became
crushed me with her thighs?
Captain. Yes, that's a better what if. My only issue with the first one is it beat for beat follows the plot of First Avenger without really.
Yeah, it was beat for beat, and then it's just
doing much different. She's a great voice actress. I think Sebastian Stan sounds like he just came out of the gym, and was like, and they were like, "Hey, record these lines now." That was him.
I thought it was. Oh, gee, I thought they just got somebody else.
No, so playing Steve Rogers, they got.
That's not good.
What did they get for Steve Rogers? They got what's his name who played Josh Keaton, who played Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man, and he was a very good Steve Rogers. Hydra Stomper was really cool. I really
it was. What if they got the Tesseract so early enough that they just put it that just Howard Stark made the Stark suit?
Yeah,
I do like that.
Yeah, it just becomes World War II Iron Man armor. But that one was I'm okay with the episode, but it was a little bit flat, and I kind of wish they started it with either the second or third episode instead, because those ones really take the concept and run with it. Episode 2. Episode 3, Who's Killing the Avengers? I liked it. I didn't like it as much as T'Challa Star-Lord, but the actual twist on what the what-if scenario is not revealed until the end of the episode, which is my favorite part of it. They actually hold their hand close to their chest that episode, because you don't find out what the divergence point is until the final fight of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which I won't reveal it now in case people haven't watched, because it's a very
great twist.
It's a really cool what if.
Also, I love that Black Panther. I guess it's just T'Challa, because he actually or T'Challa Star-Lord.
T'Challa. Yeah.
I just love that by the power, but that if they just talked to Thanos, everything would have been all right. Because in that iteration, he actually joins. Thanos joins the Ravagers because
Thanos becomes a Ravager.
T'Challa sits him down and talks with him on why his plan is bullshit,
and which results in the nickname of Mr. Genocide over here.
And they fucking joke about his genocide theory throughout the episode.
But my favorite thing about that second episode is it is without Peter being a main character, it is basically an It's a Wonderful Life episode, where it's like, what if I didn't do this, or what if I didn't get kidnapped?
And the thing is,
and all I can say is,
I had that realization at the end that, oh fuck, I feel so bad for Peter Quill, because he's just like, his mom died, and he doesn't.
And I like how he doesn't
go much through life, that he's just fucking working at a Dairy Queen.
I like how he's working at the Dairy Queen as a janitor. But my favorite thing is, it's basically saying that Yondu kidnapped the wrong child. It's really what I can say about the episode.
Does this look like Ego's kid to you? All the humans look alike.
He's just a human. I love that Sean Gunn was back for Cracklin. He's just a human, boss.
He's just a human, boss. What do they fucking know?
But yeah, no, the fact that T'Challa turns the Ravagers into like a real stand-up group who's like a group of Robin Hoods going around the galaxy helping people. I love it so much. And that's an episode that really took its concept and just ran with it to make an entirely new story that was really cool.
Where the Collector basically becomes the new Thanos.
The big bad. Which, question, why did the Collector have Captain America's shield?
And Hela's hat.
What happens? Because we know the Earth is still okay.
I think they're gonna.
What happens?
It looks like from the previews that there's gonna be a lot more explained in the what if, because I am so curious why T'Challa's still there and the Guardian and the Avengers aren't.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But also shout out to Howard the Duck still having more airtime than Adam Warlock.
Yes, he got even more airtime in this episode. Sorry, sister. Howard the Duck is a bigger character.
Every time Howard the Duck gets more airtime, it's
ridiculous.
just I feel like you die slowly a little bit.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Also, Cosmo was there
bullshit
and
character.
joined the crew. Cosmo becomes a member of the Guardians. Cosmo the dog. But yeah, no. Overall, what if? I'm waiting to see if it's better as it goes. But like so far, 2 episodes are on the good end. 1 episode's on the not terrible end, but okay.
Also, I feel really weird on Twitter. Or not really weird. I'm actually never surprised at Twitter being horny for big beefy women like Peggy.
I mean,
or not beefy. I'm sorry, Buffy. I meant like ripped.
Thick.
More like. No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
No, I did. I didn't make that joke. Somebody on Twitter scared a screenshot where it's just like Peggy, more like peg me.
Peg me,
right?
Carter.
Oh my
but
God.
yeah, no.
The people are horrible. All of you need help.
God.
All of you need help.
But what I will say is there's 2 episodes that I'm excited for. The next one is coming up, that I'm really excited for. The next one is coming up next week, which is Doctor Strange goes dark, like starts using dark magic and stuff, and there's an evil version of him, I guess. And then the other one that I can't wait for, Party Thor. I'm ready for Party Thor.
Party Thor.
Party Thor. The setup is going to be that when he got blasted in the first movie onto Earth, he landed like right outside of Vegas instead, and he never learns his lesson and just wants to party and puts the whole world into a party. It's basically hilarious. Thor never learns humility, and I cannot wait for that episode.
I like the fact that make Thor not learn humility. You just drop him in fucking Vegas.
It's going to have Chris Hemsworth back as Thor too, as far as I know, which is going to make it even better. Just because getting to hear him basically continue Fat Thor, but as like still muscular.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, you guys have anything else to say?
I think we could go into.
Oh, Bannerlord.
Oh no, we have we have. I meant
Spider-Man.
I meant in regards to what if, but
no.
For our next topic, we're definitely going to talk about Spider-Man.
If I were a rich man.
So yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home. If you guys are not watching this, I'm doing air quotes around the word leaked. That the trailer leaked. Because whenever a trailer leaks.
So wait, somebody recorded it off their phone first?
Yeah, and it got on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering why. I was like, this isn't a leak. This looks like a full trailer. Did somebody fucking steal it off of somebody's laptop?
Yeah, so.
Did Tom Holland fuck up again?
I kind of have a little bit of a theory that around the time they are going to release the trailer, companies don't really care if it's leaked because it starts a rumor and people get excited about it, and then they look for the trailer, and then when the trailer comes out, it becomes a bigger talking point.
I wouldn't doubt that Disney has like a World War II style like false theory dissemination group. Yeah. Like I would not doubt that they have some sort of false flag operation going on just to make people more excited for stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a team just making sure Tom Holland shuts the fuck up until the movie's out.
But so we got the trailer.
When I saw the movie leak, I thought for like a split second Tom Holland emailed the wrong person. And that's why I see it in such clear, vivid HD.
No, Mr. Stark!
So we got the trailer.
Sorry, Mr. Sullivan!
We it set up for what's going on. So Peter is upset that his identity was revealed and his kind of world was turned upside down because of it.
All J. Jonah Jameson.
All that old asshole's fault.
Yeah. So he goes to Doctor Strange and goes, "Hey, make it so that everyone forgets who I am."
hey, fuck up the universe.
Make it so.
Yeah.
Wong goes, don't fuck up the
And
universe. And
Doctor
then
Strange
says,
is like,
well,
sure,
fuck you,
kid.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Doctor Strange is like, sure, kid, let's fuck up the universe.
Look, all I'm saying is that if you are saying that this is Mephisto, you're wrong. Doctor Strange does this like every couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, a fly on the wall.
Dude,
so,
his whole thing is hubris. That's what he does, is fuck up.
Oh no, there's a house fly on the wall. Is that Mephisto?
So, and in doing the spell, Peter like has all of a sudden has objections to it because she's like, "What about MJ? What about Aunt May? What about Ned? Blah 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 blah." And during it somehow fucks up the spell.
Kid.
As far as we know, it probably fucks up the spell, and we get introduced into this Inception-like version of New York. We get some very short clips of who could potentially be in this. We confirmed that Electro is going to be in it.
Willem Dafoe.
There was a figure lurking in the background in one of the shots they showed.
Be Lizard.
People think might be Lizard.
Could be Venom.
And some...
No, it's not.
Yeah, some less informed people think it's Venom. Some less informed people think it's Venom, and
give me Tom Hardy's Venom, please.
It's just going to keep getting delayed until the end of time.
No, but give me him in a Spider-Man movie.
Dude, like, that's another thing. Stop bitching about delays.
I just think it's funny.
It happens.
It's funny.
That's
but at this
life
point,
now.
I'm so used to it. The Kingsman movie was supposed to come out 2 years ago.
Okay, to be fair, the Kingsman movie was pulling that shit long before the pandemic started.
Yeah, that movie.
That one you can complain about.
But anyway, but some of the big reveals at the end is that we saw a pumpkin bomb that looked very similar to the one that William Dafoe used and James Franco used in the original Spider-Man.
I'm going in with like, there's no way they have Willem Dafoe. If they do, I'll shit
I don't think it's
pants.
William Dafoe. I don't know.
I think it's Willem Dafoe.
If it's William Dafoe,
if it's Willem Dafoe, I will shit.
I will freak out
because they're hyping up Alfred Molina coming back.
I think it's Willem Dafoe because Willem
right?
Dafoe seems very into superhero movies right now.
Am I saying his name right?
It's Willem.
Yeah.
No, not Willem Dafoe.
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina.
Yeah, that's his name.
Technically, his name is Alfredo, but
Alfredo Molina. God damn it! I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no. So I do think it's Willem Dafoe. I mean, this man just played Ocean Master. I don't doubt that he'd be willing to come back for Goblin.
Yeah, 100%. And then, the big reveal at the end was Dr. Octopus.
If I was a rich man.
Hello, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Theories. I'm going to start off with a few. Dr. Octopus immediately recognizing that it was Peter without seeing Tom Holland, I should say, and going, Peter, makes me think that he could be from another universe. There's a possibility.
I see a lot of people on Twitter and other things saying, that means that this is definitely the scene where he sees Tobey Maguire. And I'm like, bud, it's a guy wearing a suit with a spider logo that's colored red and blue.
But, well,
I
at
think
least
he
in the
can figure
trailer,
out who
at
might
least
be
in the
behind
trailer,
that mask.
The trailer, I believe Peter is not in his suit yet before he says, hello, Peter. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty
Well, no, that's the thing is we don't know because Marvel does that whole thing where they make the trailer specifically to put you off the scent.
Okay. But anyway, I also want to... Lex pointed this out to me, and I found it very interesting, that Peter's suit in the end of the trailer is very similar to the one that Peter's wearing in Spider-Man 3, where he's sitting in the web with MJ in Central Park. That could be a nod. It could be...
I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
some sort of... Go ahead, Mungie. You're good. Mungie will be back later. it could be a reference to Spider-Man 3. I kind of hope it is, but it also could just be Peter wearing a suit with a black undershirt or a blue undershirt. But I guess we'll see when it comes out. Do you guys have any theories of what's going on?
I think the only theory that I have, and on this, is that all this happens, and then at the end it sets up immediately for Multiverse of Madness, and we see the Shumagorath for the next Doctor Strange film. That's the only big theory that I have that I will stand by, because me and a buddy at work were talking about this, and I was very interested, and I kind of agree with him the whole way. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be, I think Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, if they're ever even in the movie, it's going to be at the end.
I think all that's going to be back half or back fourth of the movie.
Exactly. I think the villains are going to play more of a role in nostalgia than the actual heroes are going to be. If they have them all in there the whole time, it's going to overshadow Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
And I think that's a bad idea.
And I've been sort of predicting this for months at this point, even as far back as when I thought the story was going to be Spider-Man Home for the Holidays. But it would work. But I think that the back maybe third of the movie is where we might get Tobey and Garfield. Maybe third, maybe fourth of the movie. Only because those two are super established from their own movies. You don't need much time to get caught up with who they are. What you need, that's why you could have the villains be the big multiverse set piece there, is because the fact that they have a little bit of setup, so sort of you still have to sort of establish why they're there, what they're doing, etc. But that's effectively it. Is you can throw the main Spider-Man from the other movies in towards more the back end of the movie, because that will be the Peter's at his darkest moment. He needs help. In swings Tobey Maguire kicking Goblin in the face, and in swings Andrew Garfield.
We're also forgetting the biggest part of this, and that's the fact, how is Spider-Man going to get out of his current situation? That's apparently the main plot point. Is how is he going to get out of being the number one menace in society?
So here's the thing with the day that it's going to come out. We still have what's his name? Hawkeye's going to be premiering around that time, and Hawkeye. So this is a theory. This ties in multiple things. So Hawkeye will be premiering then. And one of the big things that we've seen in Hawkeye, in the promotional images, is that they go to a party. Now, in the original comic that it's based on, the Matt Fraction comic, they do go to a party. They go to a Cirque de Weird, or whatever they go to, or Cirque de Nuit. And one of the men in attendance at Cirque de Nuit is one Mr. Wilson Fisk. Often Spider-Man villain, as well as also a Daredevil villain. Now, it's also been announced that in Hawkeye, we are getting another character from the comics who at one point held the title of Ronin, known as Maya Lopez, aka Echo, who was oftentimes a Daredevil character in the comics. So my theory, we are going to see Wilson Fisk in Hawkeye the very same week that Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. And in Spider-Man No Way Home, we will be seeing a cameo appearance by one Mr. Matthew Murdock, played by Charlie Cox. And the reason they were able to hide it so well is the fact that he only has to appear indoors. All of his scenes need to be filmed in a courtroom, or they need to be filmed in an office. That's all you need. So I have a feeling we're getting Daredevil in this movie.
That is a little...
In a small cameo.
It's representing Spider-Man.
Exactly, because Spider-Man needs legal representation.
Spider-Man versus the state of New York.
Than Matthew Murdock.
That'd be a pretty nice way to drop him in there.
Especially because he's a defense lawyer. He's not going to be on the other side. He's going to be defending Pete.
And he doesn't have enough money to pay for a lawyer. So that makes sense that would be who they provide.
I'm sure he's got some Stark money, though.
And that's the thing is you just give it. Well, yeah, no, that's a good point. But
give you some Stark tech for some my legal fund.
I'm almost positive that at least Happy will be here, have Tony's lawyer.
I think we're gonna get Matt Murdock.
There's so many
That's a possibility.
sexual allegation lawsuits that he's had.
I agree with you in that you bring that up. I think that movie's gonna be a star-studded movie filled with fan service, and it's gonna either help it a lot or hurt it, depending on how they use it.
Has a high bar to clear.
I don't think he's going to be in the movie for a long time. I think he's going to be maybe in one scene, and that's about it. Because that's all they need to do. Everybody already has watched Daredevil. Everybody knows Daredevil. Establishing shot. Good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they're going to debut him, they're going to have to use him in a fight to get people really happy. Like, they'll be like, oh, he was only in
Honestly,
the courtroom.
I'd rather just see him in the courtroom.
I know you would, but a lot of people that wanted him in there are going to feel a different way. You know? I don't know, but I personally don't care. As long as they give me, fan service and the good plot point and not overuse Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, I'll be fine.
Yeah. And
that's kind of my list of requirements.
All I'll say is the last live action Spider-Man movie where they tried to jam as much content into it as possible, we got Spider-Man 3.
Yes, but here's the thing.
Hopefully
you had to establish every villain in Spider-Man.
It's not going to be
3.
Tom Hardy's Venom. It's going to be Topher Grace's Venom.
I swear to God, I would love that.
Topher Grace's
oh
Venom.
my God,
that would be hilarious.
Boom.
No, not metal pipes.
I would fucking die.
That was the biggest miscast of all time. In a movie full of terrible throws, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that Tobey Maguire was pulling a double role.
That's the worst one, not emo
He
Tobey
is
Maguire
not Eddie Brock.
fucking doing the...
No, that scene is the perfect scene in that movie because that was the only scene Sam Raimi could direct on his own.
And that's what we got.
Because he directed it purely out of spite, to spite Sony. That's why he put that scene in, was because he's like, you're going to take my movie from me? I'm going to do this.
All right. Well, so Mungie, do you have any theories?
I'm actually banking really hard on Topher Grace's Venom.
God.
It's a lot. My expectations, I gotta come in with like middle expectations because by fucking God has this movie been hyped.
This movie's either going to be great or a wet fart.
This is probably the most hype out of a movie
Daredevil,
in a
Luke
very
Cage,
long time.
and Iron Fist are all gonna make cameos. Like all that fucking fan.
No, I don't think it's going to be Defenders. I just think we're going to get.
No, I know, but people are making those theories because of like.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation.
False flag rumors of like Jessica Jones getting casted. Like.
I wouldn't mind my wife back. Give me
There's a fly on the wall. It might be Mephisto again.
Give me Kristen Ritter, please.
But
give her back, Feige.
So we have until December to make any more speculations. I'm sure more trailers are going to come out.
Will Spider-Man say the F word? I hope so.
But I can definitely say that I'm very much looking forward to it. We have for me at least, I have a pretty special holiday movie premieres coming out this year. Because first we got, for me, it's Shang Chi. Then the new Halloween that I've been waiting for,
Yeah.
has coming out.
Should I waste 2 hours of my life now that Cruella's on Disney Plus?
Yes, it's not wasting it though.
And then we have Spider-Man in December.
That movie is so good that it turned Joker retroactively into Cruella for guys.
But I can probably say for all of us, I can probably say for all of us that this is a movie we're all really excited for. So I'm sure you guys will be up for talking about it more.
I think it's gonna suck.
I will say the biggest thing with it is they're basically trying to go for the fact that my favorite odd couple in Marvel, like my favorite duo of two characters by far, I think is, other than maybe Winter Soldier and Hawkeye, is Doctor Strange and Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're so weird, but it makes perfect sense when they team up because they're both like guys who live right down the street from each other.
Yeah. I love the Doctor Strange. Oh, Peter, we saved the world together. You can refer to me as my first name. And then, God, what's Doctor Strange?
Steve?
Oh, Steve. You're right, that is a little weird. Yeah.
That's weird.
Still,
but I'll allow.
everybody seriously though. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's Mephisto." Have you ever read a Doctor Strange? This is a man who will completely hinge an entire fight on a bet.
Swatting away a fly.
I have two things to leave this with. I love the sweatpants, sweatshirt Doctor Strange with the cape on. I thought that was hilarious.
I just hope he gets Tim's. I hope that gets added to the costume.
I thought that was really funny. But a message to everyone, kind of hedge your expectations for this because a lot of people are expecting a lot, and there's probably a lot to be expected from this movie. But I wouldn't, tame your fan theories a little bit. Because I don't know. I don't want people to
hedge your expectations.
I don't want people to see this as Marvel losing their steam after everyone brings like all these expectations into the movie and it doesn't deliver and everyone starts the Marvel hate.
You're telling me that Spider-Man didn't have a three-way on top of the Brooklyn Bridge? That was in the fan theory.
Yeah, and I'm kind of worried for if this movie comes out and it doesn't meet the overabundance of hype that the actors are going to get harassed like they did with Star Wars, and Tom Holland is too precious right now for us to
Tom Holland.
Subject
Zendaya is too beautiful of goddess to have this occur.
Well, all of them. It's a shame that we have to preface this that don't harass the actors for your overblown expectations.
I mean,
but
harass Willem Dafoe at your own risk.
Like
I have a
anytime
feeling,
a movie fails,
I think he will kill you if you harass him.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like every time a movie fails, it's more on the people behind the scenes than it is the actors.
Yeah.
I mean, not to harass anybody, but if you're gonna put blame on somebody, blame the company that blame the people that green light.
Just blame Sony again.
Don't blame the actors who are just doing what they're told on.
It's just like Spider-Man 3. Just blame Sony again.
But I just want to say that you can't blame the actors and the writers for not delivering a movie that they never intended to release.
Exactly.
Harass me?
And is this supposed to be the last Spider-Man movie, or is...
I doubt it.
I've heard theories that what they're trying to do is a trilogy for high school, college, and post, but we'll see how that works out.
If they do that, they will have me. They will have me. That's all I have to say. Because
bye.
Yeah.
But
if you guys have
best
anything
thing
else,
you got going right now. Yeah.
If you guys have anything else to say, I think
trying to harass me on Twitter after all I sacrificed.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
I feel like it gets kind of got overshadowed by all the other things. Shumagorath, ultimate.
Here's the thing.
The ultimate bad guy introduced in the end.
If there's anybody who could make a cameo in this movie, who do you want it to be?
Infamous Hawkeye is sending
Aunt May.
for Alfredo Molina.
I want really old Aunt May.
I'm gonna go with the curveball.
No. I want Bruce.
Bruce Campbell as Mysterio.
Yeah,
that was my one thought. Was Bruce Campbell as Mysterio?
Bruce Campbell would be the one cameo.
I want Bruce Campbell to make some sort of cameo.
I know that he's cameoing in Multiverse of Madness. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
I want 8 multiverse Bens getting shot.
I have 2 here. I have my 2 cameos. I want James Franco and I want Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal
is all but confirmed.
I have a feeling
I don't think Franco's gonna get cast.
However, I'm sorry, what?
So I don't think Franco's gonna get cast.
I don't think he's even working right now. I don't think he's working.
Even
I'm not gonna be disappointed.
Even Seth Rogen has disowned him.
You said you didn't know what was going on. I'm asking you to look at what's going on.
Yeah, even Seth Rogen has disowned him.
Yeah, he said he's never gonna work with him again.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll change. I kind of just want Jake Gyllenhaal then.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like that makes the most sense to see. If the world saw Jake Gyllenhaal up to his shit.
Yeah.
As to what he was doing in Spider-Man, like up to his bad shit, that'd be the only logical way I feel like Spider-Man gets out of this. Just because Peter Parker in general has bad luck, that he really has to manufacture any good that comes to him. And I feel like the only way is to kind of use uses Mysterio's own games against him, which I think ultimately will help him out of this movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have anything else?
Technology. He called it Sugma.
I'd have Maggie Gyllenhaal before Jake
Oh,
Gyllenhaal.
I was gonna say the cameo that I want Mr. Dickovich.
Don't shake your head at me. She's a fantastic actress.
I want
Not
Mr.
saying
Dickovich.
Rachel!
not.
Like, put Mr. Dickovich in. I'll fix this multiverse.
Oh, the landlord?
I'll pay once you fix this damn multiverse.
Yeah, the landlord. Yeah, I definitely want the landlord. Rant.
That or alternatively, the guy on the bridge with the crowbar who says, "You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us."
There's a multiverse of madness. It's not my problem.
You mess with one multiverse, you mess with every multiverse.
Or Joey. We get
It's not
Joey
my
Diaz.
problem.
We get Joey Diaz. Where from the train scene.
Back,
I don't know if you
back
guys
from,
know
back
Joey
from the
Diaz.
grave. Back from the grave.
I do know who Coco Diaz is.
Yeah.
The final member of the Sinister Six you just hear in the background. Are you ready?
They
Oh yeah!
They bring back Macho Man. R.I.P.
Use the Disney actor rectification technology.
Yeah, but if we get like this is completely off the wall, like, you know, I don't want this to actually happen, but like, you know, we get an Avengers like rotation of the camera around all the different Spider-Mans, and we just hear Red,
Pizza
where's my
time.
money? Red.
I also
where's
want the
my money?
Japanese Spider-Man from the 80s.
Oh, Tokusatsu Spider-Man? I would
Yeah.
absolutely love for him to make a cat.
What about
I think he's going to
Spider-Pig?
be,
Where he twists the
Spider-Pig.
watch and then like the suit's thrown
Spider-Pig.
onto him.
you know, emissary of hell, Spider-Man. No, but
That's my favorite
he's-
one because he'll twist the watch and then like it shows him getting the suit on, but it's just a guy throwing the suit on top of him.
He's actually going to pop up in. Supposedly, he's probably going to pop up in Spider-Verse 2.
Wait,
Which I can't wait
Japanese
for.
Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
so
and-
god, I'd love
and
that.
his giant mech Leopardon.
I do have one thing that if they do bring in Tobey Maguire, I
They'll
want
fuck
this
them.
to be pointed out by both Andrew Garfield and
I want
Tom
them all eating
Holland,
pizza.
where they're all like, "Wait, your web shooters are like
In
they
your
come
hands?
from your hands? That's so
Like,
weird."
they're genetic.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
fucking disgusting.
disgusting.
You should see a doctor.
Yeah, you have web sacks in your hand. Like I
It's
want
wait,
that.
you guys don't? No, we fucking made ours. How'd
Yeah,
you do
I
that?
want that to be pointed out that Tobey Maguire has biological web shooters and how that's kind of gross. And okay, all right.
Do you have like an egg sack? Like what else is going on?
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, so if you guys don't have anything,
six-armed Spider-Man
yeah.
somewhere.
But if you guys don't have anything else to say, I know Mungie wanted to mention Bannerlord before we started to wrap up.
Nah, I'm good. I'll write a review for next time, but I want to keep going for it. But Bannerlord's great. The patch worked for me, so go ahead and try Mountain Blade.
Yeah, I would say
Bannerlord.
it's definitely a lot more fleshed out than it was. The
Mungo
devs
of
behind
Clan
it.
Mungo and his son Bungo are going to take over the Empire.
Oh, on the when it comes to video games and sort of on the Marvel thing too, Midnight Suns just got announced, which is
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah, that
the
looks
Marvel XCOM game, which I can't fucking wait for.
Really?
The cast looks very strange because they have a lot of the usual Avengers
Midnight
characters.
Suns is like also Bloodstone.
Yeah, no. So I hope they release some of the characters who are like from
Doctor
from the
Strange,
Greg Smallwood
Knight Rider, right?
theory one. But yeah, so far you've got Cap Marvel, Iron Man. You've got Blade, Nico from the Runaways as well.
Interesting.
You've got Magic from X-Men. You've got an original character called the Hunter that's sort of just going to be your customizable one. You've got there's one person who I don't know who
I'm
they are.
surprised they don't have Doctor Strange.
But no, Doctor Strange is part of the team.
Oh, okay. What about
And
Ghost Rider? Right?
yeah, Ghost Rider.
I
but
said
Robbie-
Knight Rider. I feel so
it's-
bad, but
It's Robbie Reyes specifically for Ghost
that's
Rider.
good. No,
Yeah.
that's good.
But yeah, no. So I'm excited for that. And 2, War for Wakanda. I just finished it yesterday. I can finally recommend that people buy the Avengers game. I actually really like. I like what they're doing with the updates.
I will play it again once I get my PS5.
Yeah, no. War for Wakanda was good. There were a lot of overhauls that came with it of like stuff that was not just new content. Like, they completely changed the UI.
Really?
So the user interface and the menus are all different and a lot more organized.
Wow.
What is it, like the stations that you have to go to get your like daily objectives and whatnot, those are streamlined so that way you can access anything from anywhere.
That's cool.
Black Panther plays.
We got another. We're in the age where every fucking video game you buy it and then you gotta wait 2 months before it's playable.
Yep.
So stupid.
But
Look, man, when
Black Panther
came out, I had to wait 8 months to play it again.
Black Panther is so fun to play as. He plays completely differently. He has a move that's a little bit overpowered, where he just pounces on people and just starts delivering damage without any ability for them to fight back.
Like, Black Panther.
Yeah, no. But Christopher Judge is really good as Black Panther. That's the guy who
I heard some of his voice work. He's
the guy who played Kratos in Dad of Boy.
And I mean God of Boy.
No, Dad of Boy.
No, God of Boy.
He is Dad, and then there's Boy.
God of Dad Boy.
God of Dad Boy, yeah. But they also got in the voice coach from the films. They got in the voice coach from Black Panther to do the voice work with them and train them in the accents. And
I'm good. I'm glad they did that work.
All sounds really good. I mean, what's his name? Steve Bloom does his usual voice as Claw, which is fine. It's Steve Bloom. He delivers his lines fine. A lot of the new enemy types.
Steve Bloom.
A lot of the new enemy types are fun. I can't wait to see where they go from here. There is also a couple leaks that have occurred with that game. The first 3 aren't really leaks, but in the thing, the Wakandan wizard that you hang out with, there are multiple times during the campaign where if you hang around in his room, he'll be like, "Oh, Wanda, it's nice to hear from you. Doctor Strange, oh, there you are. How are you doing?" And then the third one, which was kind of confusing, was, "Oh, hello, Loki. What is a god of mischief doing contacting me?" And then he mentions Loki has a family, apparently.
This is the nice variant.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Another thing,
maybe we'll get an alligator Loki.
When it comes to leaks, we already have leaked voice lines of characters greeting 3 characters in particular. Number 1, Captain Marvel. We all knew that was going to be in. Number 2, She-Hulk, confirmed at this point, just based on voice lines. And 3, Bucky Barnes, confirmed based on voice lines. Of like people greeting them on the helicarrier. So we'll get them, and those line up with the leaks that have already been there. So that'll be fun.
Is it just because he said Loki housed the family? Because then that could be taken.
No, like literally, actually greeting him and asking him about his family.
Yeah.
All right. Well. I kind of wanted to say a little bit about Bannerlord because I've been playing it kind of nonstop too. I would say it is a lot better than what it was. I'm having issues with it freezing between menus, and I did a fresh reinstall and everything.
Freeze for me isn't like a freeze where... Is it freeze where you have to stop the game, or a freeze for a second and then go back to
freeze
normal?
For a second. It's like...
Okay, that'll happen to me.
It's maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Oh, for me, it's like 1 or 2, but it's like... My bar is so low for PC games.
Yeah, and I understand this is still in early access, but they're saying that the game will be released Q2 of next year, which is.
I also found some source code cheats that I did on another playthrough.
Oh really? That's cool.
Hey, look, are you just bored with? Did you just want to fucking decimate people? Then here, use this. And I did like a copy save and then just went that route.
That's
in
cool.
case I got bored, and then I'll just go back to the other one.
But
I have like an army of like 2,000 Sturgeon Axemen that are just wreaking havoc.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been playing as the Kuzets.
Don't judge me, man. Look,
I've been having a merry band of Force Archers and just destroying. Well, I've been going after looters.
But, my regular campaign, I'm going after, like, if you go after like the mountain bandits instead of like the regular looters, you'll get a lot more horses.
Yeah, that's the same with the step raiders too.
Step raiders, that was it.
Yeah,
and I'm just I'm building up my horse army. I have like an army of lancers, and that's it.
Yeah, I have a lot of horse archers and cavalry.
That's the problem too. Like I didn't think, because I was just like, nope, evolve into lancer,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh fuck, I only have like 3 people who can fire a bow.
But yeah, so game's a lot of fun. I would check it out if you're into that stuff.
Nothing is so satisfying because you're in the battle. Like you're not like, it's not like Total War where it's like you're bird's eye viewing your battle.
Yeah.
Like, no, you have a sword and you're like, there's nothing more satisfying to me than like organizing a cavalry charge.
And what they're promising
and then being
is
in it.
they're also promising that they're going to add kind of Total War like where you can arrange your units before the battle begins, which is something that was needed.
I would like that because it is annoying where it's just like, I don't know.
It's kind of hard to keep track.
I'm doing like command codes where it's just like, okay, all right, stay in line.
Yeah.
Because if I charge at you, all the horses are going to hit you, and then it's just like my infantry's just walking behind.
And there's some things that it needs to be done because it's kind of confusing being on the ground.
Codes are hard. Yeah.
There's
no tutorial for the command codes.
No.
I had to learn all on my own how the F keys function because it's like,
and
oh, okay, I have to press number 3 if I just want infantry to move this way, but then I would have to press a number that they're not selected on to select all of them to move. It's stupid.
They're also saying that they're going to rework the battle terrain system, which I hope they do because there have been situations where I would have my infantry on a hill facing down, where they would have the advantage of being on the higher ground, and they would still get decimated by just a few people. Like it just doesn't make sense that some of the battle strategies that have been applied in real life don't translate into the game, which I suppose that they're going to fix with the battle terrain system. I
play the ancient medieval thing of just, look, if I have bigger numbers, I'm always going to win.
Yeah, I try to be a little bit more strategic with it, but
look, you could be strategic, or you can go old medieval drunken warlord. I have more numbers. I have horses. I'm just gonna shove them all day.
Well, so far my pretty tried and true strategy is that if there's a river, I put all my infantry and archers on one side, and my cavalry and horse archers on the other side, where they'll harass them before they get to the water.
That's why I do love the even number matches, because you have to do a lot more strategy. But if you're like slightly bigger than them, they'll do the I'm gonna stay here, you have to come to me. And I was like, fuck, you gotta do the smart defensive thing.
Well, I've done that too, or I've seen that too. But I've also found that if you go over there, and prod them with your cavalry, you'll eventually upset the AI enough that they'll just go after you.
Oh, I did that with just myself. I was just like, let me see if I can annoy them enough and not die. So I just like giddied up my horse to their infantry, and then
also,
threw a javelin, and then just sprinted back.
kind of a something I'm not too proud about. I didn't figure out that you could buy perks until like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what?
So you know how in the character screen you can like upgrade, like it will give you a skill point to put into like, let's say like one-handed sword, and you can rank it up to like 6.
Yeah.
Well, so it's kind of confusing. It's not too laid out, but on the top is like where your character's XP is with the ranking up the skill, and on the bottom, like giving it skill points so that it's all the way up to 6 will allow that threshold to go farther, so you're able to upgrade it when it gets to that point.
And you can buy it?
Yeah, you can buy. Hold on, let me see if I can find an image. Mounts.
Yeah, it is a fun game for like strategy, but you can. I do like the fact that they don't hide that you can cheat or do sandbox.
Upgrade.
Because I did love building my game from the ground up. But then when I was looking up some helpful tips, someone was just like, "Oh, you can put this in, and you can just add troops if you want." I was like, okay, I'll copy this. I'll save here, and then make a new save.
Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
But I ended up giving my banner to one.
So this is what I mean. You see like this here, like the little shields. You're able to, those are your perk upgrades. I never realized that. I thought you were able to get it once the the bar went above it. You know, I thought it was automatically applied to your character, but it's not. You have to buy them.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Shit,
Yeah,
I gotta go.
So now so I had like one-handed all the way upgraded, like bow all the way upgraded. This isn't my character, by the way.
Nice, looks just like you.
Yeah, it is. It isn't my character.
I was gonna say my guy is slightly big with a goatee.
But it was like I would have it all the way upgraded, and then I didn't realize it until I just haphazardly just clicked on it to see what the perk was, and then I bought it. So, and then I went through all my top perks, and now I'm just like an unstoppable killing machine. like if you get hit,
back,
if you get hit by one of my,
I was just blowing money on high armor because I kept getting fucking one-shotted.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until later, so you have nothing to worry about. But okay, that's all I have to say about Mountain Blade. It's coming along. So if you like,
it's finally
real-time strategies and with some kind of grand strategy elements in it too, I would definitely recommend it.
Me saying it's playable, it wasn't gameplay that was the issue. It was they made a patch early on that
it chugged a lot. Yeah,
it chugged. Like I was having 1 frame every 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like I literally couldn't play it.
But
I'm not talking playable because the water didn't reflect right.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But it was good. It's good. So check it out. If not, wait until it releases in the spring. So that's all I have to say. Do you guys have anything else before we wrap up the show?
No, I've covered all my talking points today.
Okay,
Great seeing everybody again, and glad.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks for
listen.
Yeah, thank you for tuning into us after our hiatus.
See you back in January.
Yeah, right.
Well, I hope to start now that summer's kind of winding down. We're probably going to have less busy weekends.
Going on.
So
yes, yeah, probably.
I feel like we're going to have more chance to do this. So we hope to see you guys along in our journey. So thanks for joining us. I'm Marcucci.
I'm Sisto.
I'm Mungo.
I'm not Spider-Man.
What are you?
Well, no. I'm a rich
great?
man.
Alright. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good one.
Boy.